So French braiding works on the same concept as French ponytailing, except that we're going to braid it instead of ponytailing. So we're going to take the first section. This is very similar to the French braid in the earlier video, except we're going to braid all the hair all the way down to the back of our head. So we've divided it into 3 chunks. And we're going to start with a regular braid at the beginning. This is just so it gets nice and tight to my head, and I have a kind of a base to work with before I start going crazy with the French braids. I find it's easiest to French braid my hair when it's damp, not soaking wet, not dry, kind of damp. So now I've folded it over a few times, we're good to go. So we're gonna grab a little bit of extra hair, add it to the hair from that was already being braided, and make sure it's nice and tight to my head. That's one of the most important things about French braids, is keeping it all tight to your head, or else they become messy and ugly. So I'm going to grab another chunk here, put it tight. This is really tricky to film without my arms and hands being in the way, but we cross it over. We're going to keep grabbing hair, and we're kind of trying to steer the French braid towards the back of our head by making sure it's tight, extra tight on that side. So you'll see sometimes I drop the hair that I'm working on. You can only ever drop the middle one. If you drop the side ones, they get lost and mixed in with the rest of your hair. But you can drop the middle one because the other hair is holding it separate still. So you can see here, this is turning out pretty messy because my hair is at a weird level of dampness. But I'm just going to keep going, adding hair all the way to the end. Add it, making sure it's tight. Now sometimes you'll find if you get too greedy adding hair, your braid will end up kind of lower than the rest of your hair. Try to turn around so you can see what's happening here. So you want to not get too greedy so your braid can keep up with the hair on your head. You see I've got a bit greedy. So the hair I'm grabbing is kind of reaching up to where the braid is. And that's not ideal because it makes it look weird on the bottom. But I have a solution for that I'll show you. So I've been pretty lazy. I'm bringing this hair up to the braid now. So it looks like I got all the hair, it's hard to say. And I'm just going to braid it to the end. Just crossing over, crossing over, crossing over. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. So, normally you want to braid as close to the ends as you can, but we're just going to leave it like this for now. So the trick that I do when I get lazy, and you can see now it's like not tight to my head because I was reaching up. When I am competing or whatever, I always end up bringing my braids or my ponytails together to the middle of the back of my neck, and if I was lazy, I'll just bring it up a bit, and I'll put, I don't know if you can see, let's see, I'll put an elastic at the base, and this keeps everything tight still, even when I'm lazy. Now, our hair is very much secure at the top, 90% of our head. And here, if we were doing French ponytails, we end up with like this, which we can then kind of twist up and throw an elastic around. Pretty much anytime I've got loose hair, I just kind of pile it up and throw an elastic around it. And there we go. Done. Beautiful. Not really beautiful.